Dear students, in this session we will discuss a Gaussian random variable. A random variable x is said to be a Gaussian if x takes all the values in the interval minus infinity to plus infinity, and its probability density function is given by fx of x is equal to 1 divided by sigma square root of 2 pi e power minus a half times x minus mu by sigma whole square, and this sigma is greater than 0 and mu varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. So clearly this fx of x is greater than or equal to 0 for every value of x between minus infinity to plus infinity for all x, because it's an exponential function. It is greater than or equal to 0 and minus infinity to plus infinity fx of x dx is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. So fx of x I am substituting here, that is 1 by sigma root 2 pi e power minus half x minus mu by sigma whole square into dx. To prove that this is equal to 1, I will do a substitution. Put x minus mu by sigma is equal to t. If you substitute x minus mu by sigma is equal to t, then you can write this x as sigma into t, bring this sigma here, sigma into t, bring this minus mu to the other side, it becomes plus mu. So differentiate x with respect to t, therefore dx is equal to sigma is a constant into dt and derivative of mu is 0. So therefore dx is equal to sigma into dt. So with this substitution, so this integral becomes minus infinity to plus infinity, because limit remains the same. When you add something to infinity or divide infinity by something, it remains infinity only. Therefore limit to no changes, it remains the same. So 1 by sigma square root of 2 pi e power minus half, in place of x minus mu by sigma we have substituted t, therefore t square. Then in place of dx we have sigma into dt, so which is equal to, I can take this 1 by this sigma cancels, this sigma get cancels, so I can take 1 by root 2 pi outside. So if you take it outside, so we'll find 1 by square root of 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus half t square into dt. So this integral becomes minus infinity to plus infinity f of x dx. This reduces to 1 by square root of 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus a half t square into dt. Next I will do one more substitution in this integral now. So after getting this minus infinity to fx of x dx equal to 1 by root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus a half t square dt, I will do one more substitution for half t square. I will take it as z square. If half t square equal to z square, then t will be equal to, bring this 2 here, t will be equal to root 2 into z. From this dt is equal to square root of 2 into dz. If I do all these substitutions in this integral, I will get 1 by square root of 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus z square, here it is z square, into, in place of dt write root 2 into dz, root 2 into dz. So that means our integration from minus infinity to plus infinity fx of x dx will be 1 by root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus z square root 2 dz. So therefore this will be 1 by root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus z square root 2 dz. So cancel this square root of 2 and square root of 2. We are remaining with 1 by root pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus z square into dz. So next step is, if you replace z by minus z, the function remains same. That means this function is an even function. Therefore, integration from minus infinity to plus infinity can be written as 2 times 0 to infinity. The reason is this function is even function, because if you replace z by minus z whole square is once again z square. Therefore, e power minus z square will not alter. So therefore, this is an even function. So minus infinity to plus infinity we can write as 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus z square into dz. So we need to recall gamma function. So we know that gamma of n can be written as 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus x square x power 2n minus 1 into dx. This is the definition of gamma function. So gamma of a half, put n equal to half. So gamma of half will be equal to 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus x square into, if you substitute a half, 2 into half is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0, x power 0. So x power 0 will be 1 into dx. So therefore, gamma of a half is 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. Also we know this, gamma of a half is equal to root pi. Gamma of half is equal to root pi. You need to recall all these things from the special function known as gamma function. This is a definition of gamma function. Gamma of n is equal to 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus x square x power 2n minus 1. Therefore, gamma of a half is 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus x square dx. So therefore, 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus z square dz is gamma of half. And gamma of half equal to root pi. Therefore, this get cancels. You will get the value 1. So therefore, the given function fx of x is a probability density function. For cumulative distribution function, we have only one case, because x varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. As x varies from minus infinity to plus infinity, the cumulative distribution function CDF is minus infinity to plus infinity fx of x dx. So fx of x is 1 by sigma root 2 pi e power minus of x minus mu by sigma whole square. So this is a constant, so I took it outside. So this is the cumulative distribution function of the Gaussian random variable. Now we will find the characteristic function for the Gaussian random variable, and hence we find its mean and variance. So we know the characteristic function. It is defined like this: phi x of it is equal to expected value of e power itx. It's a complex valued function. Our expected value of some function is minus infinity to plus infinity, that function into probability density function. So for convenient, I will take this it to be equal to w. So therefore, phi x of w can be written as minus infinity to plus infinity e power, or w, or you can call it as omega. So omega x into probability density function is 1 by sigma root 2 pi e power minus half x minus mu by sigma whole square into dx. So I will take this constant outside. So 1 by sigma root 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power omega x into e power minus, I will separate the numerator and denominator, x minus mu whole square divided by sigma square. This 2 is here, 2 times sigma square into dx. I will do the substitution now. The substitution is, put x minus mu, this x minus mu is equal to some other variable, say y. So when x minus mu is equal to y, then dx is equal to dy. Mu is a constant, dx is equal to dy. So therefore, the characteristic function can be written as, with this substitution, this characteristic function can be written as 1 by sigma root 2 pi, right? Then limit won't change, minus infinity to plus infinity e power, so this is omega, and then in place of x, shift mu to the other side, mu plus y. So in place of x we have mu plus y, then e power minus x minus mu is y, therefore y square by 2 sigma square. In place of dx we have dy, dx equal to dy. So we got this. I will take e power omega into mu, which is a constant with respect to the variable y, which is equal to e power omega mu. I will take it outside. Then inside I am remaining with e power omega into y. So this you can write as e power omega into mu into e power omega into y. So I took this outside as it is a constant with respect to y. So then the next factor is e power minus y square by 2 sigma square, that is here, into dy. So only I took this e power omega mu outside. So therefore the next step will be 1 by sigma root 2 pi e power omega mu minus infinity to plus infinity. I will add these powers. So omega y minus omega square by 2 sigma square. So LCM is 2 sigma square. So this 2 sigma square comes here. So omega y 2 sigma square minus y square in the numerator into dy. So the next step is 1 by sigma square root of 2 pi, write it as it is, minus infinity to plus infinity. From this I will take minus y. From these two terms I will take minus y common. If you take minus y common, inside you will find y. Minus y into y is minus y square. Minus into minus plus 2 times omega y sigma square. So therefore if you take minus y common outside, inside we have y minus 2 omega sigma square whole divided by 2 sigma square into dy. We'll get this. So the next substitution is here. I will take the substitution y is equal to p plus sigma square y. So the variable y, I will take it as some other variable p plus sigma square into omega. Sigma square into omega. From this, if you differentiate with respect to p, then dy is equal to dp. So we'll get dy is equal to dp. So therefore, phi x of omega, the characteristic function, becomes 1 divided by sigma into root 2 pi e power omega u here, then minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus, in place of y, right, p plus sigma square omega. Therefore you have p plus sigma square omega here. Then if you substitute p plus sigma square omega, here we have minus 2 omega sigma square. Therefore 1 omega sigma square cancels. You are remaining with p minus sigma square omega. Is it clear? So p plus sigma square omega plus sigma square omega is there. So here minus 2 omega sigma square. Therefore 1 minus 2 is minus 1 sigma square omega. So you will get this. So this is in the form a plus b into a minus b. So p square minus square of this. So we got p square minus, that is p square minus square of this. So p square minus square of this. What is square of sigma square omega? Sigma power 4 omega square. In the denominator we have 2 sigma square. Therefore we have this minus into p square by 2 sigma omega sigma square. Then minus into minus plus sigma power 4 omega power square divided by 2 sigma square. So you can cancel one of the sigma square from sigma power 4. You will get this sigma square omega square divided by 2, and this is e power minus p square to sigma square. This is theory of indices. E power m plus n is e power m into e power n. So in place of m we have minus p square by 2 sigma square. In place of n we have sigma square omega square by 2 into dp. So this is as it is. Since e power sigma square omega square by 2, which is free from p, is a constant, I will take that constant outside. So then I will get the characteristic function as 1 by sigma root 2 pi e power omega mu. So this is outside, e power sigma square omega square by 2. Then the remainder is minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus p square by 2 sigma square into dp. Next, here in this integral I will substitute for p square by 2 sigma square. So I will take it as z square. P square by 2 sigma square is equal to z square. From this we can find p. So p square, bring this to other side and take the square root. Therefore p is equal to root 2 sigma into z. From this we can find dp. dp is equal to root 2 sigma dz. So now I will do all these substitutions here. So I will get the characteristic function phi x of omega, which is equal to 1 divided by sigma times root 2 pi e power omega mu. I am adding the powers here, plus sigma square omega square by 2. The base is same, so add the powers. So we will get this. This is the theory of indices. Then minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus, in place of this write z square, because p square by 2 sigma square is z square, and in place of dp root 2 sigma into dz. So root 2 and sigma get cancels. This sigma root 2 and root 2 get cancels. So you will get e power, I will write this first, e power omega mu plus sigma square omega square by 2. Then I will write this 1 by root pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus z square into dz. Right? This we can write as 2 times, right? 2 times 1 by root pi into 2 times 0 to infinity e power minus z square and dz. So we found that this value is equal to 1. Therefore 1 by root pi minus infinity to plus infinity e power minus z square dz is 1. So we are remaining with phi x of omega, which is equal to e power omega mu plus sigma square omega square by 2. So this we have seen now in our previous discussion using gamma function. So this value will be equal to 1. So we are remaining with e power omega mu plus sigma square omega square by 2. This is our characteristic function of the random variable x. So remember that this is it. Omega is the complex number it. So now let us find the expected value of x. Expected value of x is the derivative of characteristic function with respect to omega at omega is equal to 0. So derivative of the exponential function is e power. You should write this exponential function as it is, then differentiate this using chain rule. So into derivative of omega mu plus sigma square omega square by 2 with respect to omega. So derivative of omega mu with respect to omega is mu. Mu is a constant. Derivative of omega is 1 plus sigma square by 2 is a constant. Derivative of omega square is 2 omega. So that 2 cancels. Therefore we are remaining with sigma square omega at omega is equal to 0. If you substitute omega equal to 0 here, this term is 0, and e power 0 plus 0, e power 0, 0 plus 0 is 0, e power 0 is 1. So we are remaining only with mu. Therefore expected value of the Gaussian random variable x is mu. Similarly, expected value of x square is equal to second derivative of this function. So first derivative is here. So if you want to differentiate one more time, you must use the product rule. So this is the first part, this is the second part. Write the first part as it is. Right? Write the first part as it is. This is as it is. Then differentiation of the second part. Derivative of mu is 0, and derivative of sigma square omega with respect to omega is sigma square. So first part, derivative of the second part, plus second part as it is. Second part you write as it is, that is mu plus sigma square omega is already there, and derivative of the first part that is here is this one. So that means we have e power omega mu plus sigma square omega square by 2. Mu plus sigma square omega is the derivative of the first part into this part, mu plus sigma square omega, that is mu plus sigma square omega whole square. So you'll get whole square. At omega is equal to 0. Wherever omega put 0, therefore e power 0 is 1. 1 into sigma square is sigma square, plus e power 0 here 1. Mu here omega 0. So mu power 2 whole square. So mu square. So therefore we are remaining with sigma square plus mu square. Then the variance. Variance is expected value of x square minus expected value of x whole square, which is equal to expected value of x square is sigma square plus mu square, write it here, minus expected value of x whole square, that means e of x square is mu square minus mu square. So mu square cancels, so you'll get sigma square. Therefore variance of x is equal to sigma square.